welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about data type. Now, what is data type? Now, data type are the type of data that a variable can store. Now, I believe we all understand what variable is from the previous video. And if you are just joining this channel, you can check other videos I have for this course. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Share it to your loved ones as well. Now, what are data types? Like I said, is the type of data that a variable can store. What does that mean? We'll be looking at some couple of data types like string, integer, float, and boolean in this series. And I'm going to be taking it step by step so that we can all follow along. Now, data type is, for instance, this is a Python file. Let's say I have something like a to be equals to 10 and something like b to be equals to 10. Now, for a novice person or somebody who doesn't understand what the programming is, we believe a and b is equal. But they can be 10, but to me, they are not, because this is an integer, while the second one is a string. How do we know it's a string? Because it is quoted, either single or double. Now, if you overrun it, you will see something like literal. Now, if you overrun this part, the same thing as literal. But how can we get the type? This is what we will try to do in this video. Knowing how to get the type, know how to assign a certain value of a certain type to a variable. So that is what we'll be looking at fully this time around. Now, the first example I'm going to give us is, let me edit this one back to something like 20. And let me do times a plus b, something like this. Now, if I run this, this is going to perform a simple arithmetic formula. As you can see there, this is 30. Now, same thing for the JavaScript. I know I've done something like this before, so let's quickly go over them again. Let's say const a to be equals to 20. No, a is 10. I want it to be the same thing across. Then const b to be equals to 20. Now, if we do something like console.log a plus b, and we come over here, let me set it to lesson 3, and let me do load data type .js. Now, as you can see, we have pencil over there. Now, same thing, if we move over to our C++ part, we can have something like 21st hash include string using space std name function. Then inside there I can have something like 8a equals to 10, 8e to be equals to 20. Now I can do system.out system, this should be in uppercase, system.out.print line of system. That I'm missing here. That is undefined. System Sorry, I'm missing this with JavaScript. It's supposed to be C out. Um, then I need to do A plus B, something like this. Now, if this is my C++, then if I come over here and I do G++, um, data type dot cpp, it's data type, and I run this, and this is going to generate another file for us, as you can see over here. And I do data type dot exp, something like that, then I should get my 30. Now, for other programming languages, you can say I only specify const, and for Python, there is nothing like the type here. So, but for C++, it is compulsory you must specify while declaring your variable name and your value to assign the data type. That is, this program wants to be specific. What kind of data are you assigning? So as you can see, is int. So let's move down to the Java part. So I'm going to do public static. I think that's something like that now. So in this part too, we need to specify int a to equals to 10 and integer a to equals to 20. Then here I can do something like system.out dot print line. What am I printing? Plus I'm printing a plus b. And if I run this, I should be able to get my 30 as well for the zone. So now as we can see, if I should ask what type of data do I assign to all my A's and B's, these are integer values. Why? Because they are whole numbers. Whole numbers without decimal points, those are the integers. So most time Python, that's the reason most people consider it to be one of the easiest programming language. Automatically, Python is going to detect the type of data you are assigning to it, except if you want it to be strictly typed. That's when you can now attach your type to it. Now, so how do we get the type of the data that we are assigning? For instance, this is there is nothing like data type in front of it before the variable. So how do we get the type? In Python, you can just have something like type, then it's going to take a name that is a variable which is a. Now if I should run this, instead of me to get 10, it's going to return the data type of a. Let's see what is going to happen now. Now you can see class int exactly, which means a is an integer. Same thing if we use b. And around this program, you can see class of int. Now let me do something again. Instead of 20, let me do a string of 20 and let's see what is going to happen. Let me play my console so that you can see. And let me run this program. You can see str, that is the short for string, something like that. Now if we continue to our JavaScript part, in JavaScript we have something of type of, just more or less like Python that has type, sorry, this is not going to be a bracket there, then type of a. That is, I want to get the type of a. Now, if I run this program again, let me quickly get that, and I run. You can see number. Number is also an integer, something like this. Now, same thing if I it will quote this, and I get my D, and I run this program. You can see this is string, something like that. Now, same thing for my Java part. Let me come back over here. Now, in Java, this is actually done in a very different way. Now, how do we do this? I'm going to have my variable dot get class that get name, I think. Something like this. What is going to happen is, instead of using let me try using string instead. Let me see what is going to happen with that. And instead of A, let me use B. Get class, get name. Oh, it's supposed to be uppercase. Now, if I run this, now I'm getting JavaScript lang string. Now, most time, the reason why JavaScript get class, get name might not really work for some data types is because um, Java is actually a strictly typed programming language. What I mean by strictly typed, like I explained the other time, is that before you can even make use of any variable at all, you must first have been declared the data type of that variable. So which means if you are using something like, okay, let me try something like integer, and let me use A. Okay, I think the initial reason why it was showing the first error was I use int, something like this. So it's not kind of understand what I mean. Now you can see the difference now. This is integer and this is a string value. So that is how to get the type of data in in Java program. So let me run for A and let's see what it is. You can see Java language integer. So something like that. So let's quickly move down to the C++ part. So let me now for the C++ part, all we need to do is use type. There is a type ID which is going to take the variable you want. And don't forget that same thing as Java, C++ is also typed. Before you can make use of a variable, you must first have identify the data type of that variable. So, and I'm going to get the name from it. So with this, I should be able to get um, the type of this data. Let me move that up. So then I'm going to do my G++ again to compile it. Once it's done, and I'm going to run it with this. Now you can see I. Now this I actually means integer, something like that.